Covering the Universal Orlando Resort for over 5 years, you are listening to the Unofficial Universal Orlando Podcast.
Hey everybody, and welcome to episode 259 of the Unofficial Universal Orlando Podcast. With me, I have Lee.
Hello, Ron.
And I have Tracy.
Hello.
And we have a little announcement to make, I guess. This is the first time on the show, right?
Yeah, I think he was actually going to tell me he was going to record a little message, but I guess he never got round to doing it.
No. Oh, yeah. When true Hunter fashion.
Yeah.
Hunter is stepping away from the show for a little while.
Yes.
He's exploring becoming a Buddhist monk, and he has all of our support.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, his life is in a bit of turmoil at the moment, so he felt it easier to just step away, get things back in order, and then come back when everything's sorted. So,
yep.
Yeah.
So we'll keep your seat warm for you.
Yes.
Yes, we will.
It'll be warmed by somebody else next week,
and somebody else a week after.
Maybe.
Depends how much money they send us.
Yeah.
Definitely. Yeah. Well, I got to jump right into it because it's been so long and everybody's been waiting so long, and they finally said something. So we got a Halloween Horror Nights announcement. Yes. Ash versus Evil Dead.
Man.
Will officially be coming the Horror Nights this year.
Absolutely devastated.
Yeah, gutted.
Yes. And what they wrote was the maze will transport guests into the town of Elk Grove, Michigan, where they will encounter deadites, people or objects possessed by evil demons that have been unwittingly unleashed by Ash Williams. Again, oops. Yeah. Throughout the maze, guests will come face to face with disturbing characters and iconic comedic and gory scenes from seasons 1 and 2 as they desperately try to escape all things evil before it's too late.
I did not know his surname was Williams.
No, I was just thinking the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
I did not know that. Because I don't think it's ever mentioned in any of the films.
We'll have to watch them and find out.
I've only got the second one.
Well, get shopping and rectify it.
So, yeah, pick up your boomsticks and bring them to the park.
Yeah, that's going to be...
Don't do that.
No, don't.
It'll be such a good house. I'm gutted we're going to get to miss it this year. Because I am such a big Evil Dead fan.
That's a weird way to say it. You get to miss it.
Yeah, I was thinking that, Darren. Have to miss it.
I do have to. There's a little bit more on the website that Patrick Brilliard posted on the actual Horror Nights page, which you kind of have to look for those now. You have to go into the descriptions, and they actually have like a little bit of press release and a little bit of information in there. But what he said is that one thing that I wanted to mention was that the house will feature various locations from the first 2 seasons of Ash vs. Evil Dead and lots of blood, of course. And for those in the know, which he's directly referencing people that are talking on the Horror Nights forums, which I think is pretty cool.
Yep.
He's really, doing well by the community, I think. The answer is yes, we will be going back to the cabin.
Awesome.
They
have to.
I know.
And Darren's just had it all spoiled.
Oh, what? Okay.
I hope they have his trailer in there because his trailer.
Well, no, actually, Lee, you just spoiled it for me because I just assumed they added that in because they really wanted to have the cabin.
Yeah, that's all I said.
I could admit.
I didn't say it.
Yeah, you said too much.
Yeah, I didn't.
No, I went straight to the movie.
I can't even remember now.
I went straight to the movie.
Uh-huh. So that's what I was thinking. But that's cool that they'll have that in there as well. So because there was strong rumors that this was a Scream type situation where Universal Creative wanted to just base it off of Evil Dead 1 and 2, but for some reason call it Ash versus Evil Dead.
Right.
Which does not make any sense at all to me.
No.
And especially with this TV show of the same name, and then of course the network that it's on, which is Showtime, I think.
Stars, isn't it? Yeah.
Okay, Stars. Yeah. They obviously wanted it to be about the TV show, so I heard that was kind of a thing that was going on behind the scenes, which is the exact same thing that happened with Scream. Is they wanted to make it off the original movies, and then MTV wanted to make them off the TV show. So that ended up getting scrapped altogether. So I think that's why we had a big delay on this announcement. And I think we also if the rumors are true, we would have already had a Saw announcement as well. But the name change from Legacy to Jigsaw means you have to change all your promotional materials and everything. So I think that could have really put a big dent, along with any kind of a dispute that they had going on with this one. But luckily, it all seems to have worked out, and it seems like you're going to get the best of both worlds. So you're going to get to revisit some of their sets once again. Universal gets to pull them out of the warehouse. But a lot of people have wondered, like Lee was talking to me before the show here, if Ash would appear in this one, which I think he definitely will.
Yeah, he has to.
But this is not Ash's first appearance at Horror Nights. Ash originally appeared in the Silver Screams house. It was one part of the Silver Screams had Ash with the chainsaw hand there.
What year was that, Darren?
I don't know. I'm not that much of a historian.
Well, I'm going to look it up.
Yeah, thanks.
Silver Screams, you reckon?
Yeah, it definitely was Silver Screams.
Going back to what you were talking about there, though, Darren, with the wanting to do the Scream 1 and 2, but then wanting to base it off the TV show, and then this. It's quite interesting when you look at Alien versus Predator, because for all intents and purposes, that was an Aliens house with a few Predators chucked in it. But they still called it Alien versus Predator when it wasn't really. It was quite obvious that it was based on aliens. They just put some Predators in because they had to.
Yeah, they just kind of like stepped out in 3 or 4. But I mean, they had like the whole Wayland. You were in their facility.
Yeah. 2009.
So, yeah, 2009.
Yeah, was that ripped from the silver screen? Yeah.
Yeah.
And the usher was the icon. My favourite.
Yeah. So
cool. That's what we got now.
Got
so
it.
we've got American Horror Story, Shining, and Ash vs. Evil Dead, and we are how many weeks out at this point?
Oh, not many.
not many. But that
5.
that countdown clock. What this show comes out on? This will be out on Tuesday, Monday, Tuesday.
This show's out Tuesday.
Yeah. And I think that's when the announcement drops,
We're
isn't
up
it?
there.
No,
I thought you were
Thursday.
talking about the countdown clock.
No,
Sorry.
no, the announcement drops on Thursday.
Right.
So,
Yeah, and this will be out on Tuesday.
and I guarantee there will be a Dead Man's Digest show for that.
Absolutely.
We're going to be sit here waiting for that countdown to go, and then we're going to record the show right then. So.
It seems weird that if that's going to be the full announcement, that they've announced this just before.
Yeah, I think it might be an the originals announcement, and I think we might not even get all the other IPs until after this.
Right.
Okay.
Possibly, but this one we might see like an icon, a theme, something to that nature, and the original houses that they plan on doing, and the scare zones probably.
You're about 12 weeks out at this point.
That long?
Yeah.
It's nearly August. That takes to the end of October.
Maybe I got it wrong.
Yeah.
So
we're on like
1,
6
2,
or 7
3,
weeks.
4, 5, 6, 7 weeks then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say.
Yeah, 7 weeks, sorry.
They're nearly over in 12 weeks.
7 weeks and we've only had 3 announcements. Jesus.
Wow.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. It's kind of like I thought this is like the longest they've gone with the smallest amount of announcements, but if you look back like way in the past, they used to do this. They used to just wait and just do a full reveal towards the end of August
when people weren't really that into it.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly, and they didn't have all these like or a lot of IPs, and the IPs that they were using were just like not things that had new projects or anything. Like they weren't promoting anything. So,
like I said, the first year we went, there wasn't a single IP.
Nope.
You think back to those days, they did IPs, but it wasn't an IP.
Yeah.
It was like, right, we're going to base one on The Thing, but we're going to call it...
The what?
A similar.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, your favorite Thing movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. I wish I could remember more about that.
What, the year we went?
Yeah.
I remember very little about it now.
But because we were such fresh-faced noobs.
Well, that was the first
it was just
haunt we'd ever done anything like that, was Halloween Horror Nights.
I'll be honest, Lee came up with the idea that we do it, and I was kind of like, okay, with that kind of fixed smile, okay. don't really like being scared, but okay, we'll go along with this.
It was
Loved
awesome.
it.
It's one of the best nights ever.
Loved it. My feet still hurt from that night.
Yeah, well, as I said, if you do horror nights, don't go into the park at 9:30 in the morning and stay till 1 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah, get away. Enough alcohol, you don't feel your feet anymore.
You were whinging last time we went.
The last time I made the mistake of wearing a bloody skirt.
That was true. Actually, that wasn't the last time. That was the time before last.
And I got chub rub.
Behave.
I like that term.
It's funny, but not nice.
Bloody hurt, I'll tell you that much.
Sounds wrong, actually, chub rub.
Lee!
I know what a chub in America
Oi!
is.
Stop!
Okay, well, so let's move on from there.
UUOP After Dark?
It is after dark here as well.
Yeah, this is your other podcast, Lee.
Yeah. No, it's
This
way
is a bit
worse than
different
that.
Yeah. I know.
Our listeners don't need to listen to that, trust me.
Yeah, don't listen to that.
No.
Please don't. Instead, let's go over to Tracy for some Producers Club birthdays.
Yay! Birthdays!
Happy birthday. Are we allowed to sing that and I get copyright?
Maybe, but you didn't even really finish, so you're
song is now free license. So
Yeah.
Yeah. So we have 4 birthdays. Oh, and it's a girls' club this month.
It is.
It is. And we have birthday twinsies. We do. On August the 6th, it's Nina Thompson's birthday. Woo! Happy
This is where
birthday,
Darren goes,
Nina.
oh crap, is it?
It's all right.
I knew this one. Happy birthday!
Yay!
August 8th. Yep,
Yes.
August 8th.
Happy birthday, Nina.
Yay! And also on August the 6th, it's Ali Schilberg's birthday. Woo!
What would have
Yay,
been the
happy
best
birthday.
birthday,
birthday, Ali.
present for Ali would have been Hunter to say her name, because I promised Ali that that Hunter would always pronounce her name because he doesn't really know how to.
I don't understand why
No,
not.
because he's an idiot.
Well, this is true. And then 4 days later, on August the 10th, it's Gillian Dunn's birthday.
Happy birthday,
Happy
Gillian.
birthday!
Happy birthday!
For
And-
that, you get to complete the Universal Challenge again.
Yes. And finally, on August the 13th, we have Holly Cotter's birthday.
Happy birthday!
Happy
Yay.
birthday,
Happy
Holly!
birthday.
Woo! So happy birthday, girls. Have a fantastic time. And I suppose, just tagging on the end of that, we've got an anniversary as well, haven't we?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we keep forgetting. It's Manly's wedding anniversary on the 4th.
Yeah, our 250th wedding anniversary.
Feels like it. Love you too, dear.
17 years.
17 years. I said it wouldn't
Wow.
last. It might still not.
Half my
Yeah.
life.
And they don't listen, but it's our kids. Jade's 13th on the 8th,
8th.
and Raymond's 18th on the 2nd.
Yes. But
Aw.
they don't pay, so they shouldn't really
They
get
don't
any.
even listen.
Yeah,
They don't-
exactly.
They just take.
Who?
Yeah.
Yes. So yeah,
Those people spending your money and living upstairs. Yep.
Yeah, those people that stop us going to Florida every year.
Happy birthday to everybody.
Yes, happy birthday.
All right, now let's go over and join Maureen on the Nuthouse Coaster.
Hi, this is Maureen Deal from Autism at the Parks, and I'm reporting for the Unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. And today I'm at Universal Studios, Florida, inside the Woody Woodpecker's Kids Zone. And right now I'm standing outside, just outside the Woody Woodpecker's Nuthouse Coaster. And this is I would call it a kid coaster. It's a lot of fun for everyone in the family. There are some limitations that and restrictions that they have posted outside the attraction. Guests with heart conditions or abnormal blood pressure, those with back, neck, or similar physical conditions, expectant mothers, and those who are prone to motion sickness or dizziness, or those with recent surgery or other conditions that may be aggravated by this ride. It's recommended that you do not ride this attraction. The ride also has safety restraints, which may not accommodate certain people due to their body shape or size. And it's a smaller coaster, the seats themselves, so if you're a plus-size person, it might be a little difficult for you. This coaster does have a height restriction, and guests under 36 inches may not ride, and those guests between 36 and 48 inches must be accompanied by a supervising companion. You can use your wheelchair or ECV in the queue, but you'll need to transfer to the ride from those vehicles. And it's a lot of fun. I really enjoy riding this coaster. It's something kids, if they're not too sure about the bigger coasters here at Universal Orlando Resort, then this is a good one to test them on, see if they enjoy it. And this has been Maureen Deal for the Unofficial Universal Orlando podcast, signing off from Universal Studios, Florida.
Darren, have you ever ridden that?
No, I have not.
We've been on it once.
Yeah.
It'd be too awkward if I don't fit on there. I will be as embarrassed as I've ever been in my life if I try to get on Woody Woodpecker's Nuthouse Coaster and I'm too big.
Have you ever done Flight of the Hippogriff?
Yes.
Similar.
Is it same size?
Yeah, pretty much. And a very similar, only it doesn't have the violent ending that Hippogriff has.
Try to fling you out.
I wish my car's brakes were as good as the ones on Flight of the Hippogriff.
Well, as a passenger, sometimes it feels like it.
Shut up.
Yeah. I you know what? I don't even ever see it running. I don't know if I just visually put it out of my mind when I go over to ET or over on the other side, but I never even see the coaster going around. I guess it's always loading as I'm going in and going out of the area.
Got to say, we did walk on.
Yeah, it's weird because it plays like the Woody Woodpecker all the way around.
Mm.
Oh, that's fun.
It's a bit weird.
Yeah.
It's very strange.
Yeah. Well, speaking of nearly defunct coasters, let's go over to Tracy for a little bit of Dragon Challenge news.
Yes. Well, after our discussion back on episode 257, Universal Orlando have officially announced that Dragon Challenge will have its last day of operation on September the 4th of this year.
Wow.
No, I'm not going to be that sad. I think it's about time it went, to be honest.
Anyway, we'll get to that bit. So they also went on to say it will be replaced by a new generation of thrill ride. The only details they gave us on this replacement was for the Islands of Adventure Twin Coaster was that this all-new thrill ride will take you deeper into J.K. Rowling's Wizarding World, where you'll encounter some of your favourite characters and creatures. It'll be unlike anything we've ever done before, and it will be fun for the entire family.
That means it's not going to have screens then, because they've said it's going to be unlike anything they've ever done before.
Sounds fantastic and beastly.
The new attraction will be one of the highly themed coaster experiences we've created.
Most highly.
Yes, most highly. It will combine a new level of storytelling with an action-packed adventure and a few surprises along the way. Screens!
No, it's not going to have screens because it's unlike anything they've ever done before.
Yes, but if you're not expecting them and then you see them, surprise! Our award...
That's not a surprise.
Yeah.
The surprise is that it hasn't got bloody screens.
Our award-winning Universal creative team is once again collaborating with Warner Brothers and the production design team from the Harry Potter films to bring this new coaster experience to life. This ride is going to redefine the category and transport you to thrilling places, drawing you into even more exciting adventures within the Wizarding World. It's going to be the perfect addition to Hogsmeade.
I think this is going to be that Mac coaster. I think it has to be what we talked about before.
I hope so. Now, as you said, you're not that upset. It's not the coaster it was.
If it has still been dueling at this point, then I think we might have been having a different conversation.
I agree.
As far as I'm concerned, it's well past its sell-by date.
Well, I was discussing with you the other day, wasn't I? I was saying when you're riding it, you're actually looking down just onto an expanse of concrete and rubble, basically, weeds.
Yeah.
So
when you look at the theming that everything else in Hogsmeade has, that is weak.
It's appalling, to be fair.
Best.
And since it stopped dueling, yes, they've themed it to Harry Potter. You can walk through the tent, which is a bit dark, so you can't see anything when you've got sunglasses on. And of course, I've got the authentic metal detector and stuff.
Do they not have them in the Wizarding World?
No.
All right. I could have swore they were in Harry Potter and the...
No, they warned you.
Harry Potter and the Chamber of Metal Detectors, yeah.
There you go.
The rules requirement has everything you need.
When it was dueling dragons, yes, outside there wasn't all that stuff to look at, but when you got the interiors, it was just stunning, all the little things. You know what I'm talking about? There was...
Yes, that queue was
that queue
fantastic.
Was amazing.
Again, it was a themed queue before themed queues were a thing.
Mm-hmm.
And because that was so heavily themed, the outside looking around part, like the down the ground portion, that didn't really matter. You were about the ride and the near misses. But once it stopped dueling, you're looking around. I found myself looking around. You know, I'm enjoying the ride, but I'm looking around as well, rather than looking for where's that coaster? When are we gonna?
I'm still sure that little pondy thing in the bottom of it is shaped like a dragon.
I don't think it's a pond. I think it's a puddle.
No, I think it's supposed to be there, and it's shaped like a dragon. I'm sure I've heard that before.
It does ring a bell.
Does not look like a dragon to me.
Yeah, it probably doesn't now because he couldn't give a crap about it with all the weeds and stuff growing out of it.
Yeah. And when you go on it, you ride half a coaster now.
Exactly. And there's not even... You have to go all the way out to go back in to ride the other side now.
No, you don't.
You do?
No, you don't. We didn't. That cut through still there. No, it's still
We
there.
got sent out.
No, we didn't.
No, I wasn't with you, you loon. Jade wasn't riding the time I'm talking about.
Oh, Jesus. That was 2009 then.
Didn't walk all the way out.
No, it was 2013, sorry.
I ducked under the barrier.
I don't even remember doing it back then.
But when you look at the expanse of land there...
Oh, it's huge. I'd be interested to see what the acreage it actually takes up is.
You know, depending on what they take out and what they take down, they could potentially get 2 decent rides in there.
Yeah, but they're not only doing
I know they're only doing 1, but you know the potential there for 2 rides to fit them in.
I hope they don't try and use anything that's currently there and sort of try and cheap out on it. I hope that they do basically what they did with Jaws for
ground up thing.
Diagon Alley and drop everything completely and go from scratch.
Mm-hmm.
Which if it is going to be that Arthur and the Invisibles or the
How to Train
Your Dragon thing over in Dubai, if they go down that level. But I do hope it comes outside. I hope it's more
I love that.
I hope it's more like the Arthur and the Invisibles ones, that it does have sections inside, but then it does have an outside portion, because I think the opportunity to do something Forbidden Forest themed is perfect for them.
Yeah. And that is something that's not been seen, an indoor-outdoor coaster.
True. But I think the way they talk about it, I think it really might lean towards Fantastic Beasts.
But that doesn't fit into Hogsmeade, though, then, Darren.
It's something they're currently promoting, though.
It is, but I don't...
And it's associated with Harry Potter, so they could... All it has to be is a suitcase.
But then Fantastic Beasts doesn't take place in Hogsmeade.
I know, but he could never travel to Hogsmeade with his suitcase, and then you get in the suitcase and that's the ride? Going through his suitcase?
I'm going to read that bump again.
And seeing all those Fantastic Beasts?
You could do. It does.
That's what I'm thinking. Because I'm sure he's been to Hogsmeade once or twice.
I probably... Yeah. Well, yeah, he went to Hogwarts, didn't he?
Yeah.
There you go, then. Yeah.
Yeah, your argument's now losing.
I'm just trying to see if it
whatever
gives
that word is.
any
I can't think of any words.
Yeah.
If
it would be cool to see it in the New York area and everything, I think, if they did a Fantastic Beast attraction. But I just don't know if J.K. Rowling would be okay with that happening.
I think that would be so cool, because you could have the thingy pig, the blind pig in there as like... that would be so cool.
I would like to see a little bakery, and I would like to see apple strudel added to menus. It was Fantastic Beasts.
Oh my God, you've seen, like, it's all done for you, all the pastries that I can't think what he's called in it now. I love that film. Yeah, they need to do that. But then, I don't know, everyone's just like, I'm sick of... I wonder how many people are actually excited about this.
To be sick of life.
Because the thing is, I think we've even said it on here, that they really are throwing everything into Potter again. It's like you're throwing a new attraction in and it's Harry Potter again. In fairness, they're taking out something that's well, it's not like they're taking out... Well, I'm not going to say something beloved, because I know quite a few people have commented on our Facebook page who are particularly that it's going. Todd Elstroth is one person that springs to mind.
Which part of me is, because it is such an iconic ride, or it was such an iconic ride.
Yeah.
It's not, it's 2 coasters now.
I think it was because you think back to the entrance to it with the 2 dragons was fantastic,
and
and it's now the entrance
you stood
to
on,
it.
you could get the photo with all the misses.
The entrance to it now is so nondescript.
Yeah, definitely.
It is.
Yeah, people could walk right by that thing sometimes.
Just going to say the same thing. Because to be honest, we were stood there and the first time, and Lee was pointed out, and it took me a few seconds to go, oh, you mean just that archway through the wall?
Now, I wonder if they've done that on purpose.
What, knowing that this was going to happen?
Just potentially to push people away from it, so that when they did look to... I think it's possibly always been in the plan. You know, they wanted to do that land as cheap as they could, so we'll reuse Dragon Dueling Dragons, we'll reuse Fright of the Hippogriff, we'll pump the money out of what we're not spending on putting 2 new attractions into everything else to make it, a phenomenal signature attraction and a really, really well-themed immersive land. And then when it does the business we hope it's going to do and brings the money in that we hope it will, then we look back at getting rid of something like Dragon Challenge. And maybe it's always been in the plan. The plan was to not draw too much attention to it, because then it's easier to get rid of when it's only got wait times of 5, 10, 15 minutes most days.
I don't know. I mean, they can still get rid of it whenever they want to.
Yeah. Because at the end of the day, they can give a crap whether people are that it's gone or not. They did it with Jaws, and look at the uproar over
Back to the Future as well.
Yeah, and it's not like, the queue's not big enough. We can't hold all these people.
Yeah. Well, Darren, when you had your annual pass and you were going like all the time, what sort of wait times were you seeing? I know it's an awkward question to ask, because if you weren't going on it, you probably didn't take that much notice. But did you ever see it with a massive wait time that you can remember?
No, every once in a while it would go up to like 40 minutes out of nowhere.
Yeah, when it's heaving.
40, 45 minutes, yeah. Or just like strange periods during the day, because sometimes like groups like tend to converge onto one at the same time, and then for some reason it just ends up like one attraction will go crazy for no reason. Happens at Men in Black a lot.
Yeah.
But yeah, it'll do that. But for the most part, yeah, it was always like 15 minutes tops, like usually just a walk on.
Yep.
After you walked 5 miles.
Because I think the days of big coasters like that in a Universal or a Disney park are gone. I don't think you're going to see them anymore. They're leaning more towards the more family-friendly, immersive themed coasters. So like the Mummy and I suppose Gringotts that is a coaster, but even though people don't seem to call it is, but it is, it's
not
weird.
Even a ride.
But it is a coaster, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's not even a ride.
It's just a stop-start coaster.
Yeah.
I like Gringotts.
Oh, that's like your opinion, man.
Yeah.
Yeah, and everybody's got one.
Some of them stink.
But yeah, I'm not bothered that Dragon Challenge is going. It's not something that we would ride a lot anyway, so...
Well, I don't even think...
Twice. We did it twice last time, just so Jade could go on it. Or we might have done it 3 times, I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Well, maybe each side then, just once each side for me, I think.
Yeah, I don't think we did it more than 2 or 3 times.
Yeah, I can't remember the last time I rode it. It's been a very long time.
And it's not because it's bad, it's just like...
Don't want to walk a million miles. And
just not bothered,
Yeah.
I'm getting old as well. Can't do courses like I used to.
It's the whole thing. You got to put everything in a locker, and to want to do that, the attraction's got to be good, like really good, I think.
Yeah, and those lockers are just as bad as the Forbidden Journey ones.
Yeah, I think that's another reason why you can't even tell there's an attraction there, because those lockers are so well themed and hidden. That's just like the train station. It's not the easiest thing to find when you're going in there. So
it's funny though that we literally talked about this like 2 episodes ago, quite in depth. That it's like, well, we're hearing that the rumors for Dragon Challenge are really, really strong. They're that strong that in 2 weeks' time, guess what we're reporting? It's going.
Yeah.
Yep, it's out of here.
See, it's also the thing about with the metal detector, which I understand why the metal detector's there, and I agree. But when you're going through and you've got sunglasses on and the prescription glasses and you need them so you don't actually fall over or walk into a tree, and the glasses are on a strap that you've worn on every other ride, and you're actually having an argument with the security guy who you've already seen once before about going through with glasses on. That was a bit much. So that was actually my last taste of.
On the other hand, I see people with sunglasses all the time, like on Hulk and stuff.
Weird, isn't it?
Past security.
Yeah, and mine are always. I always have the glasses strap on because with them being prescription, I need them. So I'm going to make sure they're stuck to my head.
Well, yeah, we were watching a Tim Tracker video the other day, and he was going through Marvel Superhero Island, and he showed that he commented on the fact that you're not allowed to take anything on, yet the big nets underneath were full of sunglasses and stuff. Yeah.
And I always see, I always see people wearing sunglasses past the security point, which is really weird to me. But those nets are there to save you from little things falling on you. So let's move on to the little things with Seth Kabursky.
Actually, I think one of these is a big thing, but we'll get there.
Hi, this is Seth Kabursky from the Unofficial Guides, and I'm back with a big new edition of all the little things that are new around Universal Orlando Resort. First of all, before we even get onto Universal property, there is a new traffic light located at the corner of Major and Grand National. This is the intersection that is just east of the main Universal entrance on Kirkman Road. If you are used to getting off of I-4 at the Kirkman exit and taking that entrance into the resort, it's the quickest way to get to the Portofino, the Hard Rock, or the valet parking. Keep an eye out for that new traffic signal. The traffic signal is at a corner that will eventually lead to International Drive near Fun Spot and the Premium Outlet Mall. The connecting road isn't open yet, but the traffic light has been installed, so like I said, keep an eye out. Okay, once we get inside Universal Studios Florida, you may notice that the wait time tip board near the front entrance of the park, which displayed the wait times for various rides around the park, has been disconnected and replaced with a static sign referring guests to the app available on the Apple and Android stores. I'm not sure if this screen is maybe just under repair and going to come back soon, but the replacement sign looks sort of permanent. However, the digital wait time boards in other locations around the park, such as over by Mel's and by Diagon Alley, are still operating. In other screen news, the Coke kiosk over by Men in Black has gotten its Name Your Bottle feature working again. There's a pad inside where you can type in your name, and the large digital screens will display a CGI Coke bottle with your name on it. The Name Your Bottle feature, which is free, was disabled for a while, probably for technical reasons, but in case anyone was interested in it, it was back up and working again on my last visit. Continuing around the Universal Studios Florida Lagoon, work is continuing on the Fast and the Furious supercharged facade. There's a very nice brick building which has been stained and aged with all sorts of rust and grime, and it's starting to look pretty lived in. It's a really huge building. Can't miss it from across the lake, but it looks like progress is being made slowly but surely on the exterior. No clue what the stage is on the inside, but just to note, the former disaster entrance, which looks like it will be the exit of the new Fast and Furious ride, has been walled off. Used to be able to peek inside over the wall, but now there are screens up, so they are definitely doing some serious construction over there. Over in the New York area, the craft beer truck that has been located in the New York area has gotten some attention online lately. If you are going over there to check out the craft beers, please be aware, one, they are only canned beers. There's no craft beer on draft from that cart. And the cart closes at least an hour or so before the rest of the park. So if you want to get your drinking in, make sure you make it over there before park closing. And one last note from Universal Studios Florida, New York area. At the Jimmy Fallon attraction, the speakers in the lobby are finally working. The first floor of the attraction, which uses the virtual queue system, is a museum of past and present Tonight Show hosts. And there are speakers hanging overhead that were supposed to deliver the audio from these museum-style displays directly to the person standing in front of any particular window. The speakers weren't on when the attraction first opened, but I noticed they are now. So if you're a fan of, say, Johnny Carson, you can park yourself there and listen to some old clips. Okay, let's take the Hogwarts Express train over from Universal Studios Florida to Islands of Adventure. And I just wanted to confirm something in case you were wondering. Hogwarts Express, each direction counts as a separate attraction for Universal Express. If you have the one use per ride, that means you can ride the Hogwarts Express one time in each direction using your one-time only Express Pass. I was able to use it with the After 4 Express with my Premier Annual Pass, and it worked just fine. Cool. While we're in the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, over in the Forbidden Journey ride, they have tinkered a little bit with the way that Express works at that attraction. Universal Express was added to Forbidden Journey not too long ago. Originally, they made the Express and the standby guests both walk towards the greenhouse, and then Express guests would make a U-turn near the greenhouse and head back towards the entrance before accessing the proper Express lane. This has been shifted around a little with a team member positioned closer to the entrance, instructing Express guests more directly towards the stairs for the private Express queue. Sad to report, though, that the castle-only tour is still not available for guests without Express. If you ask for it, they will simply direct you to stand and wait in the standby line. And last but not least, there's good news and bad news over at Volcano Bay. The good news is if you are one of the few people who managed to purchase an Express pass to Volcano Bay before they stopped being available for sale, that Express pass now includes the Krakatoa Aqua Coaster. They've shifted around a little bit which attractions are available with that Express pass. However, don't get too excited because Express is still not available for purchase. If you did not purchase it back when it was initially available, you still cannot buy one now, and Express is still not included with hotel stays at Universal. Finally, I am sad to report that some of my favorite food items that were introduced with Volcano Bay seem to have been discontinued this week. Among them, the excellent ahi tuna poke and the taco samplers, the hot dog pretzel rolls, some of the more exotic burgers, including the edamame burger, have been removed from the park and replaced with more typical fare like nachos and bacon cheeseburgers. I am hoping that this is maybe a temporary change to see how the public reacts. Feel free to call guest services and demand the return of the ahi tuna poke if you loved it as much as I did. Okay, that about wraps it up for this edition of All the Little Things. Till next time, I am Seth Kabursky from the Unofficial Guides Touring Plans Orlando Weekly and Attractions magazine, and I'll be out looking for all the little things around Universal Orlando.
Hang on, Darren.
Give us poke.
Just step back
or
a second.
Feel our poke pitchforks.
Just step back a second. I'm just gonna get the soapbox out for you.
Okay.
There you go.
Thanks.
Get yourself on it.
Okay, so that was like the only reason I wanted to go to Volcano Bay.
Yep.
Where all the unique food choices, since I'm not really a water park person and none of the rides look that interesting to me personally. I know people or whatever. But that's one thing I wanted was the unique food options that they had, and pretty much everything that he listed there were things I was interested in trying. Yeah. So also every grill item I've heard is off the menu as well. So anything that they've actually like cook on the barbecue grill.
28 items is what I've heard.
Me.
It's a very large list of items there.
I haven't had a chance to look at the list yet. I'm wondering how many vegetarian options have been removed.
It just seems so weird when it's not like we've heard bad things about it. You know, we've heard plenty of bad reviews about Volcano Bay, but the one shining glory of that park has been the food.
I suspect this was always going to happen. They put a massive array of foods on always with the view of maybe halving the amount to the most popular.
Well, I said this about Toothsome. Darren, I need you to go back to Toothsome at some point. Because I know your original review, you said the menu was huge. And my thoughts on it at the time were potentially they've thrown out this massive menu, they'll give it 6 months to a year, and then tone it down to the most popular. I'd be interested to see if that's the case. But I haven't heard anything. Whereas Volcano Bay is, it hasn't even been open a month, has it? Or barely a month.
And some might say it's not really been open at all.
To certain people, it's not open. Like anyone wanting to go after 10 o'clock. It just seems weird. Like I say, like Chris last week said the food was phenomenal.
Yeah. And it's like, that was your main draw. You did a ton of blog posts about it.
Yeah.
Well, what are you going to do? You going to go back like on the Universal blog and just like delete those and be like, that never happened. No, try our bacon cheeseburger. That is the same as every other bacon cheeseburger on property because they're all made in a pit somewhere and delivered.
Yeah.
Here's the reviews before now, right? Wait times were couldn't get on any of the slides, was totally bored, but the food was awesome.
Yeah.
Now the reviews are, park was couldn't get on anything because we were waiting for ages. We were bored out of our brains, left.
Yeah.
I don't see what the point is.
There's no benefit to it.
Not at all.
I really don't think.
People, I don't know the thinking behind it.
No, I'm not understanding it.
For all I love Universal, I do question some of their decisions at times.
Yeah.
They need to compete. Everyone goes to Disney and says the food at Disney is phenomenal. It's not. It's all right. I have this conversation with Craig Lucas all the time that everyone raves about. He'll say that Lou Mongello goes on, oh my God, the chicken nuggets from here are the best chicken nuggets ever. And it's like, well, they're not, because they're the same chicken nuggets that they sell everywhere else, because they just get the big bunch of chicken nuggets in and they just spread them out all over the place. But everyone says how great the food is at Disney. And I think with the exception of Epcot, it's average at best. Mm-hmm. And Universal need to compete with that. And I think overall, in the last 5 years, they have, with Vivo and Antijitos and Cowfish, depending on when you go, and Toothsome and stuff. They really have. And then doing what they've done with Volcano Bay, everyone was like, right, they've really stepped it up at this point, because that's stuff that you can't get anywhere else but Volcano Bay. And now they've wiped out the menu.
I don't understand with what's wrong with restaurants having signature dishes. Rather than everything being the same stuff that's churned out. It's like when Disney, you stop being able to get the individual park logoed things and everything became Disney parks, and that was actually worldwide.
Yeah.
That was, as far as I'm concerned, that was a mistake. As far as a lot of people are concerned, that was a mistake, actually.
But is it a lot of people, or is it just us theme park nerds?
There's a lot of us. It's a lot of people.
Not compared to the 20 million that are going there.
Yeah, but we're the ones with the voices.
True.
We're the ones that, and not, blowing our own trumpets or anything, but people like us that have these shows, we influence other people. We share all of this. So I think they've shot themselves in the foot here, especially this early on.
Yeah.
They haven't
Let's
even
give it
begun
a little bit longer.
Yeah, they haven't even begun to see what true traffic's going to be like, because things are still settling, things are still evolving.
To give them the benefit of the doubt, that park has been at capacity pretty much every day since it's opened. And maybe people aren't buying those dishes. If you've got 5,000 people in there every day for the last month and no one's buying the Poke Ball or the edamame burger or buying stuff off the barbecue, and they are just going for, I'll have that flatbread, I'll have a bacon double cheeseburger, then they'll go, well, what's the point in making that stuff available when 95% of the people coming through the doors every day aren't buying that stuff? And it's just us that are interested in it.
I would argue that there's only been short timers there that have been able to go in and try it. Like your annual pass holders are barely able to get in.
Yep. So nobody's
you don't know what they're going to go there for, because I bet you there are a lot of people that bought that pass that were planning on just, going to the parks during the day and then running over to Volcano Bay to eat some dinner.
Yeah,
or something
quite possibly.
That.
Yeah.
And especially with that menu. And that's, I think it's a real bummer that they didn't give it a little bit longer to try it out at least.
Yeah. If this had been 6-8 months down the line, I maybe wouldn't have been as harsh. I'm thinking about it.
I'm not giving them a way out. I'm just looking at it from a different point of view, that maybe that's what they've looked at on. But you're right, they've barely given it. No. They've barely given it 5 weeks.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very strange.
Mm-hmm.
But that's what we do, We'll praise them when they do something right, and when they do something wrong, we're going to call you out on it.
Yep. Yeah, we don't care.
Nah.
We'll tell you how it is.
They don't care about us, so whatever.
No, it's because we care that we're so harsh about it. That's the thing.
Because we want it to be as good as everyone says Disney is.
We want it to be better. Yeah.
I think every place in there should have a bunch of unique signature food places to go to, and it would make me want to go a lot more. If there's a lot of cool variety and stuff like that. I understand a huge majority of the people that are there for a day or two. And they go to where they go when they're out of there. But the people that do go a lot would like a little bit more variety.
Well, this is it, and a lot of us who love theme parks have this kind of collector tendency. So to be able to have like a checklist of, I've had that signature meal, I've had that signature meal, It's like going around all the Hard Rock cafes and having the signature burger for each area.
Oh, yeah.
You know, I can check a couple of them off. It's the same thing if it was a signature meal in the restaurants in the parks.
Yeah, definitely. Look how successful the Simpsons area is in their food
exactly. Court. We make a beeline for that every time.
Yeah. It's the obvious place to go for lunch. And it's like that because of those signature items that you can only get there. So.
Yep. Completely agree.
Yep. Totally.
It's a bummer.
Hey, you. That's right. You. Doesn't listening to the crew at UUOP every week make you wish that you were actually at Universal Orlando Resort? Well, stop wishing and start doing. Mouse and Muggle Travel Company is the perfect place to begin. Their team of concierge-level travel planners will help you every step of the way. From finding the right fit for your family and budget to customized itineraries and insider tips. They can handle it all. Even if a hiccup that is up to no good arises during your trip, Mouse and Muggle Travel Company will manage the mischief for you. And for you Muggles who also love the mouse, their team of experts specialize in Disney destinations too. And the best part of all, their services are free to you. So, if you're ready to plan your next Disney or Universal vacation, let Mouse and Muggle Travel Company do all the work for you. Just go to mouseandmuggle.com and fill out a no-obligation quote request. Or send an email to info@mouseandmuggle.com. It's that simple. So what are you waiting for? Just raise your wand and repeat after me. Accio, phone. Didn't work? Muggles. Here, try some pixie dust instead. And remember, whether you're a mouse or a muggle, Mouse and Muggle Travel Company can help make your next vacation simply magical.
For the second half of the show here, we are going to delve into some hidden gems at Universal's Sapphire Falls.
Ooh.
They got volcanoes, falls, bays going on all over the place over there.
Yeah.
Basically, Universal released a series of blog posts once again on the 5 hidden gems of each of their on-site hotels, and this one is going to be about Sapphire Falls there. So, Tracy, you want to start with the first one, then?
I will do. We have Party in the Caribbean.
Or Caribbean, depending on where you're from.
I'm from here, it's Caribbean. Shh. Have you always wanted to attend a party in paradise?
Yes.
Well, this is your chance. And good news, you don't even need a passport.
Awesome. I do, actually.
Yeah, we do. Caribbean Carnival at Sapphire Falls will take you on a high-energy journey through the Caribbean islands. The family-friendly dinner show includes authentic dishes, yummy beverages, jamming island music, and fun dances that will make you want to conga all night long.
All night long. All night.
Oh, my God. Showing your age.
I don't even know who did it. Billy Ocean, Billy Idol, Billy Connolly.
Lionel Richie, wasn't it?
Was it? Oh, well.
Somebody like that. It was all like early 80s. I know that much. Anyway, yes.
We'll check that out.
I feel we should check that out. Darren, do you need a fancy doing that?
Sure.
Get it booked.
I want to do it.
Yeah, I want to do it.
I've always wanted to do a luau and never got to do one of them. It sounds like
the Producers Club to cover us going over there just to check that out.
So enough for one?
No.
Oh, bummer. Well, I would also like to check this next one out if you feel with that one.
I think I know what's coming.
Find your perfect rum at Strongwater Tavern.
Oh, yes, please.
Yes, even if you're not a huge rum drinker, when you walk into Strongwater Tavern, you'll be immediately converted into one. The main reason for this is the rum flight, which takes you on a rum journey with one of the bar's rum captains. It's a rum diddly-umptious time. With over 60 types of rums available, your rum captain will suggest different rums based on your specific palate. Trust me, you'll find one that makes you want to sip the night away on the bar's picturesque outdoor deck.
I bet I won't.
I don't know. I think you'd enjoy a rum.
I don't think it would enjoy me, though.
Lee out there yelling at people on the outdoor deck.
I couldn't.
He'd just go to sleep on the floor. It'd be fine.
Throw up over the balcony, maybe, and then be ill for the next 3 days. That's the only problem.
I do like rum. A rum flight? My eyes were open there. I was like, what? There's a rum flight?
How many times was the word rum in there?
Yeah.
You need to say it in a Jack Sparrow voice. I know it's the wrong park, but...
No, but it'd still be funny.
Yeah, they put out videos and stuff about this when Sapphire Falls first opened, and the bartender literally does that. He sits there with you and asks the kind of different things you like, the different flavors you like, and then he suggests the rums, because one of the requirements for working there is to know all their rums, all 60 of their rums, backwards and forwards.
So that's like a rum sommelier.
Yes, exactly.
Lee, I know what my new job's going to be.
I hope no one's playing the UUOP drinking game. We have to take a drink every time someone says rum.
Rum.
No, gotcha.
I don't even think I've ever had rum before.
I will sort you out shortly. I have a very nice bottle of Kraken out the back.
Oh, there you go.
Nice
I'm off on holiday.
rum.
If I'm going to do it, now's the time to do it.
You want dark rum, not white rum, because that's a girl's drink.
I think you should do that before you record the other podcast.
Yeah. What is
rummed up?
Malibu? Is that rum? I know it's
disgusting rum.
Is it rum though?
It's a little girl's drink.
I didn't say I wanted some. I was just asking you.
It's coconut.
Is it rum?
Possibly. I don't know. It's coconut, so I just run the other direction. I can't even smell that stuff. Vile.
Anyway.
Yep. No thanks.
Right, if you ever mention Malibu again, I'm stripping of your man points.
It's only a couple of letters away from your surname, do you?
I can rectify that. It's a lot of letters away from my surname.
If that's the way you want to go, just because I said rum, Malibu, coconut, Jesus, that's what it is. 17 years of marriage down the drain over a bottle of Malibu. Actually, it was nearly over a bottle of vodka, but whatever. Anyway, number 3.
With number 3.
Imported goodies at New Dutch Trading Company. This quick service coffee and snack bar is anything but average. Okay. At New Dutch Trading Co., you can choose from familiar favourites like craft sandwiches, fresh brews and blends, pastries, ice cream, and other sweet treats. Apparently, I can't read very well tonight. But if you're looking for something more adventurous, sample exotic finds from around the globe with imported goodies like Dutch chocolate, and Spanish wine, specialty spices from the Caribbean, or seasonings and teas inspired by Sapphire Falls' signature restaurants. The idea of a signature tea. I'm a very good tea drinker.
Interesting.
Yeah, that sounds pretty good. I'm liking the sound of this in general. Like, Sapphire Falls sounds like a pretty cool place to hang out.
Yeah. It does. And I'm thinking, Sapphire Falls. Oh, it's not water. It's sapphires. Hang on a minute.
It looks stunning. I know from when Hunter stayed there for us, it does look gorgeous.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, next is the best nachos in the Caribbean and Orlando.
There's some pretty good ones just down the road at Margaritaville, mind.
There's some pretty good ones. The Bumblebee Taco Van.
You had nachos there.
No, nachos. No, I'm thinking tacos.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I'm with you now. Yeah. What's better than lounging by the pool?
Anything.
Yes. Lounging by the pool with nachos. Actually, lounging in a pool of nachos. I would... that would be me happy. Darren too, by the sound of it.
Yeah, I don't
Enjoy
know.
our nacho pool.
Yeah.
I don't know who wrote this, by the way.
It wasn't me. As a self-proclaimed nacho aficionado, I can confidently say that nachos from the Drum Club Canteen Pool Bar are the best I've tried. I've never been. Topped with black beans, cheddar cheese sauce, sour cream, pico de gallo. I always want to say guacamole. Guacamole. And optional chicken or beef, or both. There's no judgment here. These nachos are the perfect poolside snack.
They do sound good.
They do sound good.
But I wouldn't want to eat them by a pool.
No.
Nachos aren't a good poolside thing.
I don't think I'd want to eat anything by a pool, to be honest with you.
Yeah, right? I eat ice cubes by a pool. I don't know.
So just cannonballs as you... Yeah.
Yes, I think we need to get Lynette Wagner out there to check that out for us.
That sounds like a plan.
She's our nacho expert. So.
Okay.
But yeah, always a fan of a good nacho plate there.
Yeah, I love nachos.
Hopefully
We all
I
do
can
in
have
our
them
house.
air conditioning. That would be nice.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Away from the urinated in pool water.
Well, speaking of, let's talk about number 5, a pool that's unlike any other.
I bet it's not.
100% here. No, that's every other pool. Many people would argue that the pool at Sapphire Falls is the best of any Universal Orlando on-site hotel. For starters, it's the largest resort pool we have, so there's plenty of room for the entire family.
To pay you rent.
The water slide is so much fun that you'll see both children and adults taking the ride. Well, my favorite is the zero entry sandbar that you can wade in really quick if you have to take a pee.
Yeah. You just sit in it.
It looks like you're walking on water, and you don't have to walk all the way around the perimeter of the pool to get your nachos at the Durham Club canteen. So they actually have a sandbar in there so you can walk through there, use it as a thoroughfare to get to the other side.
Yeah, I'm sure Todd stayed there when it first opened, and he did a Facebook Live from it. So yeah, that's pretty cool, actually.
Yeah.
I'm not a massive pool person, to be honest. I can't think of anything worse than just sitting round, to be quite honest. I just find it boring.
I always say we've spent all that money. If I want to sit down, I'll do it at home.
Yeah.
I've spent in excess of £6,000 to go and sit by a pool. I can do that, are you?
Yeah. I'll sit down in 2 weeks' time on the plane home.
Yep. My mom's house when I was growing up, we had a pool that I never went in as a kid. Until the apartment complex we have never been to the pool.
Yeah.
I'm not a big pool person, especially a community pool on top of everything.
It's just a big bath for you and the neighbours.
Yeah. Just a breeding ground for every bloody bug and virus and
what's like hot
amoeba
tubs?
You can think of.
I don't get hot tubs. Why would you? You wouldn't invite your neighbours round and say, "Hey, come round
having a bath
for a bath. Let's have a bath and a beer." If you said that,
I don't know. You might be. It depends what your neighbours are like.
If you said that to your neighbour, or do you want to come round for a bath and a glass of wine? They can't look at you. But because it's outside, it's inflatable. It's acceptable.
Yeah, it's kind of weird.
I just don't get it.
No, I don't.
Yeah. I'd like to make a marinade with you guys. It's a lot of fun.
Hey, neighbour, would you like some bubbles? No,
I don't get it.
I don't even say to my neighbours, "Hey, would you like to come round for a cup of tea?" It's like, you looked at me.
So we encourage everyone else to spend a lot of time though in the pools and things and stay out of the parks.
That's why they're there.
Yes. You haven't lived until you've peed in a pool. Go try it.
It is my bucket list at some point to stay in. No, I've done that.
From the outside of the pool.
To stand
on the top of the slide.
I would like to do that. Like the in-between, so you take a dump from the top of the slide and watch it slide all the way down the bottom. That would be funny. No, to stay at all the on-site hotels. We've got, 2 of 5 at this point?
Yeah.
I got 2 of 5 as well.
Yeah, but you live there. We don't.
You just live.
You know what I mean?
There's a broom closet. Bless him.
Has Hunter done Sapphire Falls? Was that? I'm sure. Is that right? When Hunter did Sapphire Falls, that's the first time he'd stayed on site. Is that right?
So, yeah.
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah. So we've got 4 out of 5 between us.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, because Darren stayed at Cabana Bay and Royal Pacific. Hunter stayed at Sapphire Falls, and we've stayed at Hard Rock and Royal Pacific.
Yeah.
So we're just missing the Portofino Bay.
I volunteer as tribute.
I was going to say, I'll do that as well.
And
I'll make that sacrifice.
And then you've got Aventura opening soon. That's again, was watching one of Tim Tracker's latest video the other night. They are rattling that thing up.
Yeah, can't wait for that one. That looks really cool.
It does.
Yeah.
It's right. I know they commented that it's very, very close to the road.
It'll be soundproofed.
Because they've already started putting the glass up on one section of it.
Yeah. You know what? That's cool, I think. I like, and the way that it's set up is like kind of like a Metro City hotel.
Yeah.
It looks like modern, laid back, and it makes sense to have that. If you're going to have that, if you have to have something by the road, to have something like that by the road, so it kind of gives you that like city feeling at night when you see the cars.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Where all the nice red lights stop there with the brake lights.
Yeah.
Because there's an inevitable crash on I-4. So.
Whereas the other ones, like a Royal Pacific or a Portofino, you want to be immersed in where you're staying, so you need them to be away from. So yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, I would prefer a view from there that looks out the other way, but just for something different on site. It's
not a swamp.
Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything but the swamp.
Oh, the basement.
I don't even think I looked out of our window.
They should just put a little Shrek animatronic that pops out every once in a while there for us at least.
Royal Pacific was pool view, but it was dark, so we didn't actually see it.
And the Hard Rock.
And the Hard Rock was over the... You could see aircon... A roof with aircon units, and that's where they emptied the bins.
Awesome.
Because I heard that at 5 o'clock in the morning.
Oh, nice.
Cool.
Lovely.
That's what you get for $350 a night hotel room.
Now, what you get is an unlimited express pass.
Pretty much.
Yep.
And paper sheets.
The thing I was amazed at the Hard Rock is the music. Like, they pump music all the way through the corridors.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, as soon as you shut that hotel room door, bang, gone.
Yeah.
You can hear the noisy going past at 5 o'clock in the morning. I don't care. The noisy woke me up. Don't forget, I'm on edit and I can bleep this out, but oh, God. And yes, they overstarch their sheets.
Oh.
Yes. And when you've got a child that wriggles all night. And
Long,
these beds.
all night.
Do you need to go and do karaoke?
No.
Are you sure?
So.
Where is this going? I think it's about time we wrap this up.
Okay, all right.
You think?
Let's just wrap this up. It's a good show. We got a Horror Nights announcement. We got some cool tips about Sapphire Falls. Mm-hmm. And I get to go eat dinner.
Hey, I get
Sounds
to go
awesome.
to bed.
But we're on holiday.
Yay!
I mean, when you're paying for me to go eat dinner at Sapphire Falls.
Yeah.
That's what I'm talking about. I'm very excited about that. Yeah. All right. Well, that'll be it for this show. Make sure you join us next week as we look into the port of entry at Islands of Adventure. And I predict that Lee will talk about crying at least once.
Yeah, reckon?
Until then, we'll see you.
Well, that wraps up another Unofficial Universal Orlando podcast. Thanks for listening. Between shows, please subscribe, rate, and review us on iTunes. It really helps. But if you're not an Apple user, you can find us on Stitcher, YouTube, Google Play, or wherever great podcasts are found. Head over to our blog at uuopodcast.com for show notes, articles, and more. You can get in touch with us by emailing podcast@uuopodcast.com or leave us a voicemail at speakpipe.com/uuopodcast. Find us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Pinterest, and YouTube. Just search UUO Podcast. And if you're planning a trip to Universal Orlando or Walt Disney World, please check out our sponsors by going to mouseandmuggle.com to book your next trip. Well, that's a wrap. See you next week.